on RioSportsLive.com. We are in Kingsville, Texas, and I'm coming to you from Vantage Point. Well, it's a pretty good view from the camera angle. I'm not even going to talk about where I'm watching this game from. And apologize for the late start on getting on the air, but we have got this thing figured out. And we are rolling from Kingsville, Texas. This is Port Isabel taking on Rockport Fulton. Rockport Fulton in the field. The Port Isabel Lady Tarpons hitting, and that inning comes to an end. We head to the bottom of the second inning. We're scoreless. We've had just one hit in this ball game and limited base runners. The pitchers are controlling the day. We'll be back. We'll tell you who's with me. This is RioSportsLive.com. We are back here as we start the bottom of the second inning. And for the Port Isabel Lady Tarpons, they'll head to the field. I'm joined by Frank Cardenas, who's a student here at Texas A&M University at Kingsville. Frank, so far the pitchers have controlled the day. You said it earlier. The coaches are feeling more balls hit from the plate than the fielders are as of yet.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me on this broadcast. And, yes, it's been a pitcher's masterful duel so far. Only for Fullerton, there's only been I believe one ball that was actually put into play, and for Port Isabel, only two, and both fell right in front of the pitchers themselves. So not a lot of defensive play so far from the fielding perspective, but a lot of good pitching going on in this one.
Krista Valdez, the senior pitcher, is on the mound for the Lady Tarpons of Port Isabel, and she is working here in this second inning of play. We'll run down the lineup. Again, I am kind of handicapped at where I'm at from, but, hey, behind the scenes, you don't have to know that stuff. She's afraid of heights, by the way, Frank.
Oh, good Lord.
Handling herself well up there. There's a shot up the middle. That's into center field for a base hit, and Fullerton gets the first clean hit into the outfield here to start off this second inning.
Yeah, first time we actually see a ball hit into the outfield that didn't get fouled off. So very good hit there for Fullerton. Looks like they're going to be setting up, and we finally have some base running going on in this game.
That was Sierra Galvan, who is the cleanup hitter for Rockport Fulton. And here in the second inning, she'll get a base hit to start us off. It'll also bring in Madison Mann. Mann today, the third baseman, hitting in the 5 spot. And for the first time, Krista Valdez will have to go to work and try to offset a leadoff single, and leadoff runners on base. I don't care if it's baseball, softball, Frank, that can lead to big things quick.
Very, very much so. As long as there's a runner on base, anything goes, especially for softball. As long as that ball's put into play, these runners will advance and advance quickly.
Madison Mann at the plate. Runner goes down to second base, and now that's a courtesy runner in the game. That's Ashton Hargrove, a freshman, running the bases after Galvan got the hit, and now in scoring position. Meanwhile, a 1-0 count. Madison Mann at the plate. They call her Maddie Mann. She'll take a strike called. Evens the count at 1-1. We are in the bottom of the second inning. This is the first of a 3-game series. Tomorrow morning they'll redo it, set it up right back here, same location at 10:30 with the start. Man at the plate. Behind her is Michaela Dominguez. If the inning continues, Jaden Longino will hit here in the second inning for Rockport Fulton. Port Isabel took the 3 spot in their district, taking on this Rockport Fulton team. Rockport Fulton, of course, outstanding record on the season and a favorite on paper coming in the way the standings go. Pitch is hit foul out of play behind the screen.
Yeah, an amazing thing to note here is the fact that this Rockport Fulton team is extremely young. You can see a lot of freshmen and sophomores down on that lineup sheet that we were supplied with before this game. So it's pretty intense to see how much youth is on this Fulton team for them to be put in the seating that they're in.
Therefore, if you're Port Isabel and you can keep this game close, then you may be able to play nerves into the factor. Despite the fact you may be the underdog, you can apply pressure to a team that, well, hasn't been in this situation yet. At the plate, Madison Mann. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Valdez set him down in order in the first. There's a hit back to the mound. And so Mann is retired for the first out of the inning. Brings in Michaela Dominguez.
Batting next, number 19, Mickey Dominguez. Mikey, correction.
See, I'm going by the full name there, Frank.
Yeah.
You heard the PA announcer having some trouble.
Yeah, whether it's Mickey or Mikey, I'm gonna probably jump on the Mickey bandwagon if you're gonna be a ball player.
I went with Michaela. That's her full name, and I'm okay with that. I don't think I'll have any problems with Mom and Dad on that one.
Nope, not at all.
Michaela Dominguez stands in. Chance to give her team the lead here. Rockport Fulton.
Yep, trying to lay down a bunt, trying to get the runner on to third. That's Ashton Hargrove there, sitting at 2.
2 quick strikes on Dominguez. And so now, again, Valdez can get out of this inning a little easier if she can require Dominguez and have that runner at second base with 2 outs. There's a foul ball. Stays at the plate.
Yep, these batters continuing to battle for Rockport Fulton. There's been a lot of foul balls throughout this game. Even one that did happen during the first inning where a fan actually got involved, tried to bring the ball back in, and ended up hitting the fence and it bouncing back at the rest of the fans. So, yeah, there's been a lot of fun stuff going on here.
Swing and a miss, a strikeout as Dominguez is down. And how about reaching back for a little extra that time by Krista Valdez to get the strikeout. 2 down now in the inning, and it brings in Jaden Longino. Longino, a junior,
Takes that bat, number 23, Jaden Longino.
will be playing first base. I got the name better than he did.
Yeah, this PA announcer's kind of struggling with everything right this moment. I mean, I don't blame him. It's a hard job to be doing this out here, especially with all the parents and everybody in the stands. But, I mean, hey, a little bit of preparation could help a little bit more.
If he got the lineups and information at the same time I was trying to get on the air, then I understand fully what he's going on with. Longino now has a chance to make something out of this inning. Ground ball to short, inning over. 6-3 on the putout, and so the leadoff single is wasted by Rockport Fulton here in the second inning. We breeze into the third. Pitchers controlling this one, scoreless. I'm Joe Bowling, Frank Cardenas. Alongside, we'll be back after this. Welcome back here. We head to the third inning, and for Port Isabel, they'll lead things off here. And Marlissa Martinez, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, will hit here to start this third inning. Back on the mound is Sierra Galvan, a freshman pitcher. And that's the first out of the inning, and she has made it look easy so far. Brings up Charisma Valdez. Valdez retired her first time up. That was back leading off this ball game.
Back, number 13, Charisma Valdez.
She's the catcher today for Port Isabel's Lady Tarpons.
Well, it's actually Charisma Valdez. I'm guessing they had a little bit of a mix-up upstairs because that wasn't they gave us the wrong name on the lineup.
So
But
this is Valdez at the plate, correct?
yes, sir.
Charisma Valdez stands in. One down here in the third inning. Valdez will be followed by Viviana Cantu, who stands on deck. Third inning action coming your way here. Port Isabel Lady Tarpons taking on Rockport Fulton.
Yeah, the pitcher Galvan has been pitching around all of the batters she's seen thus far in this game, except for that strike there right up the gut. Galvan she's been playing around with a lot of these batters throughout this game. A lot of pitches on the outside, making a lot of these batters work for every inch of the ball that they're trying to get a hold of.
Foul ball off the bat of Cantu, and it went from 2-0 to 2-2 in a hurry. And so Galvan has a chance now to pick out her pitch. She wants Valdez to go after. This is Valdez at the plate. Little bitty things in baseball can affect your broadcast in a quick way. There's another foul ball. Valdez trying to get on. Port Isabel Lady Tarpons had a base runner last inning. Ended up stranding her down at second base. Same situation in the bottom of the second inning for Rockport Fulton. And you get the feeling that it's going to take one big play, one big hit, something to open this thing up. There's a check swing. That's a foul ball.
Got a piece of it there. Stays in it.
Want to thank the fans out there for watching the game, wherever you may be watching. I'm checking in on the social media. I can see you there. Give us a shout out where you're watching this game from and help us by sharing the link. Follow the page. Follow the actions of Rio Sports. We got 3 games coming your way tonight. One here, one at Rio Hondo, and one out in Laredo. 3 different playoff softball games here on this Friday night. Valdez back in, waits, next one. There's a shot into left field, and that's a hit. Clean single by Valdez.
Yep. Showing a bunt, decided to pull back and swing for the fences. It worked out for her in the end. Now they got a runner on, and they're going to try and see what they can do with it.
Again, you wonder if the youth will come into play in this ball game. Up and down the lineup for Rockport Fulton. They've got just a couple of seniors in the entire roster. 2, if I read it right. And a freshman pitcher on the mound. At the plate stands Viviana Cantu, runner at first. There's a foul ball off the bat of Cantu. Thus far, Galvan coming right after these hitters.
Yep, changing her pitching style this inning as opposed to the last 2. Looks to be a different kind of strategy going into this inning, making sure that they get people to move, and looks like the ump's going to call for a time. Just tying the shoe there at first. Just tying the cleat down, making sure everybody's got good equipment going.
Taking a look at the lineup for the Lady Tarpons. Valdez, who stands at first base, was leading off today. Viviana Cantu hits second. She's at the plate. Allison Gonzalez stands on deck. Gabby Murchison will hit in the 4 spot today, playing in second base. And the 5 hole is Krista Valdez, the pitcher today. Hitting 6 is Sky Young. She'll be the DP. The number 7 hitter, Natanya Ramirez, plays first base. The 8 hitter is Olivia Solis today. And at 9 is Marlisa Martinez. Defensively, Sierra Galvan on the mound. Behind the plate is Michaela Dominguez. for Rockport Fulton. Next pitch coming, and that is in there for a strike called. 1-2.
Yep, she's attacking now. Looks like Galvan's got a little bit of spunk in her in her arm during this inning.
Down at first base, Jaden Longino taking a look at the defense. Next pitch misses. Snap throw to first. Back in time. Down at first base again is Longino. At second is Miranda Oroña. Down at third base today is Madison Mann. The shortstop is Alexis Gonzalez. Left to right in the outfield. Get to that after this next pitch. Check swing, ground ball to second, past second into center field. Rounding second, heading to third, play there, and safe as the ball was dropped. Now down to second base and out there. Snap throw back to third and safe there. Runner at third, but that's a big out secured by Rockport Fulton.
Yep, good play getting it over to the third baseman. But the ball was bobbled. They have a runner at third now, so an opportunity to score, but a very, very fortunate out that they got there at second. Very good throw made.
Cantu being aggressive on the base pass, and because the play was bang-bang, there was no chance for Valdez to break off of third. Now at the plate, Sands Gonzalez. Strike call to start her off.
Looked to be a little bit outside, kissing the corner there. Lucky break there for Galvan.
Allison Gonzalez at the plate could give Port Isabel the lead. Hits this one in the air a ton to right field. That's going to stay in the air and be caught, and the inning comes to an end. Scoring opportunity that time for Port Isabel. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left, 1 loss on the base pass. We've played 2.5, heading to the bottom of the third. We're still trying to fix these commercials. Back after this on RealSportsLive.com. Back here as we head to the bottom of the third inning. I'll check that. Yeah, bottom of the third.
At bat, number 15, Jade.
Scoreboard read 4. We're in the third. As Rockport Fulton will hit. Jade Gonzalez will lead it off. Gonzalez, followed by Taylor Gonzalez, and then to the top of the lineup for Rockport Fulton, the Pirates. Scoreless ball game. I'm Joe Bowling. Frank Cardenas here at Texas A&M University, Kingsville. He's going to be just up the way, about a block at the football field all day tomorrow for the region track meet, snapping some shots.
Yes, sir. 3A regional track meets. It's going to be a lot of fun. 4A actually going on at the moment over there on that field as well. So there's going to be a lot of high school talent going on. Playing on these different fields that are happening during this weekend.
2-1 the count now on Jade Gonzalez. Took a ball, took a strike, now another ball. 2-1 the count. She's leading off the third. This is the 8-hitter in the lineup, and strike 2 called. Rockport Fulton had a base runner in the second, a leadoff single, and then after a steal, she was down at second base with nobody out. Couldn't push that run across. Gonzalez waits. Next one coming. Foul ball right back to the screen. Krista Valdez on the mound. Charisma Valdez behind the plate for the Lady Tarpons. Natanya Ramirez down at first base. At second base is Allison Gonzalez. Check that. Allison's in left field today. Next one coming. Misses for ball. Takes the count full.
Good little change up there on her part. Just trying to get the batter to chase. No good there.
Elizabeth Rodriguez is down at second base today for the Lady Tarpons. Next pitch coming to Gonzalez is a walk to start it off. Pitchers have ruled the day thus far in this ball game. We're in the bottom of the third. Second inning in a row that Rockport Fulton has put the leadoff hitter on. See if they try to go small ball to get her around the base paths with the top of the order on deck. Taylor Gonzalez steps in, batting for the first time. Before that, a courtesy runner will check in. We're kind of peering through the slats in center field, trying to see this
Yeah,
game.
I'm trying to see exactly who was put in the base run. Guess we'll find out when she starts getting towards second.
See if Dahlia can zoom in on the base runner down at first base. That's Lydia Zavala. About the time I got that, the PA announcer was credited with the name. There's a pitch outside for a ball to Taylor Gonzalez. 1-0 the count.
At bat, number 18, Taylor Gonzalez.
Taylor Gonzalez stands in. Taylor today play as the DP. Samantha Sanchez is playing in the field today as Gonzalez hits. Swing and a miss. Throw to first, nothing doing down there. Good view of this ball game, good weather. It's not as cool as it was last night. Wind blowing kind of across the field. I see the flag over there blowing a little bit out to right field. Valdez. Runner picked off over there.
And she's questioning whether or not she was even picked off in the first place. But they're going to go ahead and award the out.
One down changes the complexion of this inning. It went from a leadoff hitter on to now nobody on, one out with Gonzalez at the plate. 1-1 the count. As she stands in. We're in the bottom of this third inning. Next pitch coming. Swinging a foul ball out of play. Valdez has slowed the pace quite a bit here in this third inning. She was breezing along in the first two. That one's a little high. Leadoff walk. That runner was erased on the base paths. Now a 2-2 count on Gonzalez.
That wind is starting to pick up a little bit more.
And it is blowing out to right field more so than anywhere else in this ballpark. Next one coming. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes goes Gonzalez.
And just like that, we have 2 outs instead of the leadoff that we had earlier in the inning.
Next at bat.
And now back to the top of the lineup for Rockport Fulton for the Lady Pirates. And what that does is, again, changes the complexion of the inning immensely, because when these hitters come up, they have produced all season long for the Lady Pirates. And so if you don't have anybody on base ahead of them, you're in better shape from a Lady Tarpon perspective. 10:30 tomorrow morning, they'll play game 2 of this series. Next pitch coming. inside for ball one to start it off to Aronia. Aronia today playing second base. For the Lady Pirates. Valdez looks to get out of the inning now. And there's a strike called. Looking ahead for the Lady Tarpons in the top of the fourth, Gabriella Murchison will lead it off, Krista Valdez, and then Sky Young. 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup. So the meat of the order for the Lady Tarpons. Meanwhile, a 2-1 count on Aronia. Valdez looks in. Swing, and there's a fly ball into right field. That's going to be caught for the out, and the inning comes to an end. A leadoff walk is wasted. Base runner a race on the base paths. We zip into the fourth. Again, we're going to try to fix these commercials. Scoreless. Lady Tarpons of Port Isabel taking on Rockport Fulton Lady Pirates. This is RealSportsLive.com. Back here, Texas A&M University, Kingsville. In Kingsville, Texas, Joe Bolding with you, alongside of Frank Cardenas. Playoff action, first game of a best-of-3 series between Rockport Fulton and Port Isabel's Lady Tarpons. Scoreless ball game heads to the fourth inning. For the Lady Tarpons, Gabby Murchison will lead it off. Murchison takes a strike. Murchison followed by Krista Valdez and then Sky Young. Here in the fourth, big swing and a miss by Murchison.
Strong fastball. She's been working on that all night.
Left-handed pitcher, freshman on the mound for Rockport Fulton. Next one coming. Outside for a ball, 1-2 on Murchison. My wife, Daya, we got communication up there to her. Now she'll throw something at me if I say something too bad. And she's already eyeballing something to throw. Murchison hits this ball. Out at first. First out of the fourth inning. Hits hard to come by. Pitcher's duel. Do you sense a 1-0 special here, Mr. Frank?
Possibly, and if not, or at least going to be sitting in for what could end up being possibly either a walk-off or maybe even just a outright scoring burst out of nowhere. We never know what exactly we could expect, especially the way that this game has been going.
Valdez at the plate takes a strike, and away we go after Murchison grounded out. Valdez, then Sky Young. Anybody gets on. Natanya Ramirez hits here in the fourth inning for the Lady Tarpons of Port Isabel. They had 2 hits back in that third inning. There's a pop-up. That's playable. Easy play. It's short. Alexis Gonzalez reels that one in for the easy out. 2 outs. Brings in Sky Young.
Next at bat, number 18, Sky Young.
Young today playing as the DP. Hitting in place of Elizabeth Rodriguez, who's playing down at second base for the Lady Tarpons. Sierra Galvan on the mound brings it home high for a ball. 1-0. Cloud cover, that's not a bad evening at all. See some fans out there with some jackets on. We don't have our, well, Dahlia's got hers on up there. Next pitch coming, low and outside for a ball to Young. Young and the Lady Tarpons. Waits for the next one. That's a strike called. In the morning, it gets interesting where we're going to be, my friends. As you see tonight, we've got a crew in Laredo handling a first-round game there. Freddie Heredia over there. We got a crew in Rio Hondo for Game 2 of that series. Our thanks to Nathaniel and to Mr. Mario Reina. But then tomorrow, Game 2 of this series right back here. We'll be here for that. Game 2 of the Lyford game is the curiosity. I'm trying to make sure I have that sorted out. There's a strike call to Young. Trying to get something started here in the 4th inning for the Lady Tarpons. Looking ahead in the bottom of the 4th for Rockport Fulton. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters as they'll now go through the lineup a second time. There's a walk as Young keeps the inning going. If Rio Hondo wins tonight, then they close out their series. They sweep that 2-0. If they lose, their Game 3 is tomorrow in Raymondville at 5 o'clock. Pitch is low, gets away, runner down to second base easily. So a walk and now a pitch that gets away.
And once again, the Tarpons have somebody in scoring position.
Stranded a runner in the 2nd, stranded another in the 3rd. Anytime you have a close game and you are on the downside of that scoreboard when it's all said and done, you look at opportunities like this. Pitch coming. There's a ground ball to 3rd, throw to 1st. Out there, and the inning comes to an end. For Lady Tarpons of Port Isabel, no runs, no hits, a walk, another one left. Runners in scoring position starting to tally up. Left on base. Back after this, Rockport Fulton hits on Real Sports Live.
Forever memories.
Short to 1st.
Ground out to start the 4th inning, 6-3. Thanks again for joining us. I'm trying to punch some buttons over here, Frank. I think I got one fixed. 6-3 on the putout here in the 4th inning as Jules Cox grounds out, brings in Alexis Gonzalez. And again, the pitchers are the story. Krista Valdez for the Lady Tarpons on the mound. Senior taking on freshman Sierra Galvan pitching today for Rockport Fulton. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Gonzalez. There's a strike called.
That one was a little far outside. I'm not sure exactly what the blue was seeing on that one.
We got a pretty good vantage point to see these pitches from out here.
Yep. Ground ball.
Gonzalez grounds out. 2 quick ground ball outs here in the 4th inning. And after issuing a leadoff walk in the 3rd inning, pitcher Krista Valdez, assisted by a pickoff, has now retired the next 4 hitters in a row, and she's mowing right through the top of this order as she did the first time around. Brings in Sierra Galvan. Ground ball to first. And from second to first, 4-3 on the putout. Ends the inning in a quick fashion. We've already played 4 scoreless ball game. We head to the 5th. It'll be 8-9-1 in the lineup. Port Isabel hits after this.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Internet playing havoc with us here again. It did that earlier. Hopefully we got all that fixed as we head to the 5th inning. And Frank Cardenas, my partner with me, there's a base hit up the middle by Olivia Solis, and he said he had before this 5th game got.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess that old school, coach's intuition when you can feel like something's about to break down in a certain inning, and I feel we got cut, from the Tarpons, and now they got to run around. They're just looking in eyes where you can tell that they're aiming for something.
Marissa Martinez stands in. First hers in there for the runner at first base, and nobody out here in the 5th inning. And again, the pitchers have controlled this. We are working here in this 5th inning. Solis got it started. There's a hot fly ball.
Good grief, what a play.
Double play.
That was an amazing catch. Drive and just tag your bag in the line. Send them home. It was a good play on her, on their part right there.
So the rally, just like that, is thwarted by a single play at first base by Jaden Longino.
And my good feelings are gone.
That brings in Clarisma Valdez. Valdez, the leadoff hitter for the Lady Tarpons. Stands in here. Nobody on. 2 outs. Quick. There's a shot.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, and collectibles. Located at 206 East Jack, historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
We're going to try our best to. Let's see what happens.
Got a lot of games coming up. That's coming up. Had some calls with their teams earlier this week, and including today, are ramping up for additional coverage. Full contact women's football. You ever seen that?
No, sir, but I'm very interested. That sounds amazing.
It is. Amazing athletes. 8 different in the IWFA, including one from the Corpus Christi area.
I believe there's one in Kingsville, if I'm not mistaken, or they're working on getting one.
That's another league, but it is something going on. As far as it's not the IWFA, but it is full contact football up here. I know the team.
Good grief.
At bat, number 4, Maddie Van.
That's the way it's playing right now. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Maddie Mann leads it off. Call there. Strike to start it off. This is the number 5. There's a fly ball.
One of the fans played here. I don't know exactly what they were looking for at this moment. Good hit, good play, no doubt.
There's a swing and a high fly ball, but that's in short left field. Third baseman goes out, drops the ball, but that's a foul ball. So no harm done on the misplay. Fans, I want to apologize if you're watching this game right now. We are seeing some drop frames going on. It's not cover going on with this internet-wise, but it is. There's a foul ball. That one's outside. T-Mobile is our provider tonight for the internet. Normally they're rock solid. There's a ground ball to short. Throw to first in time for the out. A put out. 6-3 out. Brings in Jaden Longino.
It made most of the plays during that last inning. Let's see if she can do something for the offense here.
Krista Valdez has been breezing along. A little high on that one. She gave up a hit in the 2nd inning. Since then, a leadoff walk in the 3rd, and everybody else has been retired, including picking off that runner who led off the inning with that walk back in inning number 3. There's a fly ball into center field. That's a foul ball. Golly.
No, it's totally excusable. I swear I thought that one was going straight to second. I cannot see where the ball is at the moment right now. I'm trying to look through this thing, even as close as I am, and I really can't see where.
Figure out why all of a sudden the internet just decided to scream halt on us. There's a ground ball to the pitcher. Valdez throws to first, and another 1-2-3 inning as the 5th is about 8 pitches long. That's about what we're at. Back here, welcome again to RioSportsLive.com. I'm Joe Bowling, Frank Cardenas alongside. We head to the 6th inning, and it's the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Lady Tarpons of Port Isabel. Viviana Cantu leads it off. Last time up, she had a base hit, which ended up being a more critical play than you think. It was a one-out single. There was already a runner at first, but she was gunned down at second base, which ended up being the second out of the inning.
Yep, looking back now, they really could have used that spare play as the ball is hit over to right, or to left field rather, picked up by the center fielder and thrown into 2. That's a base hit.
Another hit for Cantu on the leadoff single. Second inning in a row that Port Isabel has put the leadoff hitter on board.
They continue to put runners. They just can't get the runners across, and that's been their major problem this entire game. They're taking advantage of the youth at within the circle, but they cannot get runners to continue to, or they can't get batters to continue to hit.
Brings in Allison Gonzalez. Gonzalez waits, takes it outside for ball 1. Gonzalez flied out to right fielder last time up. I think I've got the internet fixed here. I had a couple of applications going at the same time off the hotspot. Everything dedicated right now to the broadcast.
Do what you got to do.
As Gonzalez, I'll stand on my head if I have to here in a second.
I believe we have some tinfoil in one of the bags. We should probably do that, go a little old school on this.
We were talking real old school. You can see behind us there. It looks like there's, I know it's getting dark, but there's also clouds coming in. Here's a pop-up on the infield, and that's an out. Gonzalez retired, 4 unassisted on the fly ball on the infield. And it brings in Gabby Murchison. Murchison stands in, grounded out in the 4th inning. We are already in the 6th inning of play. This game just a little over an hour long. Murchison stands in. We did a baseball game earlier this week that went 4 hours. There's a foul ball out of play off of Murchison.
That shows you how much the pacing is different compared between the two.
Well, when pitchers are on.
Yep, they're on.
Things happen. Games go in a quick way. Murchison looks in. Waits for the next one. Here it is. Another foul ball. That's out of play. Sierra Galvan on the mound has been masterful so far for the Lady Pirates of Rockport Fulton. Runners at first base. That's after a leadoff single. That's Viviana Cantu. She's still there. Murchison at least would like to move her into scoring position. Once you get there, then it puts a little extra pressure on the defense to make a play, to not give up a run.
Surprised the coach doesn't have her do some. I mean, it seems both coaches haven't really instilled a lot of bunts or slaps for either team. You would think that they would try and do something to advance the runners at least.
They're just standing in there.
Yeah, or at least try to get some sort of movement out of the infielders. That way when that ball is hit, they at least get somebody to move on. But hasn't been the case thus far.
Murchison swings and misses at a high delivery and strikes out.
It's a good pitch that Galvan continues to use. She's been using it all game long. They've continued to chase it, and it's the, I believe, the 3rd strikeout that she's had using that pitch. So she's got to stick with it, stick to her guns, and it's been working.
Had a couple of early strikeouts and now gets Murchison. You can see she just kept going up and up and up. If you're going to go that high, I'm going to go a little higher, until she eventually got her on that high delivery. Krista Valdez at the plate.
That one's soaring
fly,
to 2.
and another quick inning. 4 unassisted in the inning for Port Isabel. No runs, 1 hit. That was a leadoff single. That was wasted. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Still scoreless. Rockport Fulton, Port Isabel. First game of a 3-game series. This is RioSportsLive.com.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, It's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
We are back here in Kingsville, Texas, and right there is your story as far as what's happened so far in this game. The pitcher on the mound, Krista Valdez for the Port Isabel Lady Tarpons, as she's been masterful, limiting Rockport Fulton to just a single hit back in the second inning. And she starts the sixth inning, taking on Jade Gonzalez, leading it off. Gonzalez, the 8-hitter, is the last batter to reach base against Valdez, and that was back in the third when she led with a leadoff walk. Oh, by the way, she was picked off. Fouls this one out of play. On the flip side, Sierra Galvan has been just as impressive. Again, Galvan, the freshman, Valdez, the senior. So Valdez knows what it's all about to be in situations at the high school level. Does it swing to her advantage? There's a foul ball out of play. Quickly ahead in the count to Gonzalez, and you can say that all game long. Hitters have been aggressive, but these pitchers have been pushing the issue by throwing a lot of strikes.
Not only that, but every fielder has kept the ball in front of them and has been making plays just to keep the runners from advancing. They hasn't been a lot of crazy calls throughout this entire game, so it's been a pretty clean game on that part.
Wasted pitch is high for ball two. This is game one. Talked about it earlier, of a best-of-3 series. Game two is tomorrow morning at 10:30, right back here. If necessary, game three will be played here about a half hour after the conclusion of game two.
If tomorrow's game is anything like tonight's game, we're going to be in for a long weekend, folks.
We'll be ready for game three. You just don't sense either team's going to run away from the other. There's another foul ball as Gonzalez battles, leading it off the sixth. Gonzalez, Taylor Gonzalez, and then Miranda Aronia. So if either of these two hitters can get on, it'll assure that the top of the lineup will have runners aboard as they come up for just the third time in this game for Rockport Fulton. That's how good Krista Valdez has been on the mound. Swing and a miss, and Gonzalez is gone on strikes. That's 9 in a row retired now by Valdez. And it brings in Taylor Gonzalez.
Next at bat.
Gonzalez, a strikeout victim her last time up. I don't have the first inning stats down, but only 3 strikeouts since that first inning ended for Valdez. Again, cleanly played ball game by the two defenses. Again, apologize fans earlier for the internet going down. I had too many devices going at the same time and didn't realize it. I kept trying to figure out, well, move the device, move it here, move it there. Nope. There's a shot up the middle, and that's a hit. Clean single for Taylor Gonzalez. A one-out single, and here comes the top of the order for Rockport Fulton.
Yep, first batter to get on in, I believe, 10 in the last 10 batters. So signs of life there for Rockport Fulton.
Miranda Aronia, 0 for 2 on the day. Bats here in the 6th inning. We'll get a courtesy runner in the game for Taylor Gonzalez. But now I've seen enough 1-0 games that the script right here could play perfectly for the Pirates of Rockport Fulton. And that is, you get a late run here in the 6th inning, manufacture a run somehow, some way, and then all the pressure in the world swings to Port Isabel's side as they bat in the 7th inning with 3 outs remaining in the game, and you have to score a run. It can happen that quick.
The freshman Samantha Sanchez looking to be the person to make that happen. At first, while the PA announcer collects his thoughts and tries to figure out who's batting at the moment.
She represents what would be the lead run in this ball game and in this case would be the only run thus far scored. Miranda Aronia stands in, bunts it. A good one, back to the mound. One play at first, out there. Down to second base goes Gonzalez, and now they'll trust the bats of the two-hitter, Jules Cox, to try to drive in this run.
As I mentioned earlier, they're gonna have to put the ball in play in order to advance those runners. Finally laying down a bunt for the possibly only the second time tonight was Rockport Fulton. Got the runners to advance. Now somebody's in scoring position with two down.
Cox at the plate, 0 for 2. Grounded out to short her last time up. Has put the ball in play in her only 2 at-bats. Valdez has a base open and a strike called on the outside corner. Looking ahead to the Port Isabel 7th, it's a 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup due up. Can Valdez keep it scoreless? Jules Cox could drive in a run with a hit. Strike 2 called. Cox appeared to be taking all the way.
You're prepared for the throwaway pitches to be thrown at this moment. Trying getting Cox to chase here. The 0-2 count.
Valdez has a strikeout this inning. Again, can be picky and select the pitch she wants to deliver to Cox. There's a high fly ball into straightaway center field. A diving catch is made to end the inning and preserve a scoreless ball game. How about that play in center field? Olivia Solis may have just saved this game for the Lady Tarpons.
What a catch.
We'll head to the 7th, still scoreless on RealSportsLive.com.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
We head into the 7th inning of play, and I can't believe it's already the 7th inning as this game is zipped along. Scoreless ball game, and again, going back to the bottom of the 6th inning, the play of the game so far made on a catch in center field by Olivia Solis for the Lady Tarpons. Sky Young, Natanya Ramirez, and Solis will hit here in this inning for the Lady Tarpons as Young lays it off. Back to the mound goes Sierra Galvan, who has been just as good as Valdez on the mound, her counterpart.
Yeah, this is where the youth starts to play. She's not used to being in these situations. It is only her first year in high school. So we'll see if the pressure gets to her or if she can stay consistent through this inning.
Young took a ball, now takes a strike. She walked her last time up. Bats here in the 7th inning, leading it off. Port Isabel has had the leadoff hitter on in each of the last 2 innings. Has not turned that into a run. Strike 2 called. Galvan hasn't necessarily been mowing hitters down via the strikeout. She did have some early in the game. The last strikeout occurred in the 6th inning. Went the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and the 6th with only 1 strikeout in the mix. 2-2 the count. Leading off is Sky Young. You look here, Young's been on base. Ramirez on deck hasn't, but Solis has. There's strike 3 called, and see you later. A perfect pitch to Young.
Good little pitch to kiss the corner, and that would do it for Young. Looks like Galvan's settling in pretty well here. Looking to try and take this goose egg into the bottom half of the 7th inning.
Brings in Natanya Ramirez. Now, if Rockport Fulton can keep this scoreless, they've got the big guns coming up in the 7th inning. Pitch to Ramirez, low and away, ball 1. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup. So the pressure would swing immediately to the Lady Tarpons, as big hitters capable of, as you said earlier, do we have a walk-off coming up in this game? There's a ground ball. That's going to be into left field for a base hit for Natanya Ramirez. Ramirez aboard with 1 out, and here comes Olivia Solis.
Who but Solis to come in here right now after making that big play at center field in the last half inning. She can get a base hit here. Who knows what could happen.
Solis got a hitter last time up. Then she was erased on a line drive out to first. It ended up being a double play. There will be a discussion there between the head coach, Donna Wise, for the Lady Tarpons, and the home plate umpire. And they'll bring in a courtesy runner. Skylar Saucier will run for the Lady Tarpons, and she represents what could be the game's first run. So Lisa gets in. Ground ball. That's into right field for a hit, and it gets past the outfield. Here comes a runner, rounding third. She'll come in for the score. 1-0, down to third base. Safe there. Solis delivers.
Making plays and making moves, Solis. Doing it on the defensive end, doing it right here with her stick. And we got ourselves our first run of this game, and only 1 down.
1-0 Lady Tarpons, as Olivia Solis instantly becomes the potential star of the game. Conference on the mound, you can see there. The head coach, though, congratulating Solis. And now Rockport Fulton, discussion time. It's one thing to give up 1 run. It's another thing that this could turn into a big inning in a hurry with that runner down at third base. And you could just see momentum was going to swing one way or another, and it was going to apply immense pressure. If the Lady Pirates could have got out of this inning, the pressure was going to be on the defense of the Lady Tarpons. Now, Rockport Fulton feeling the pressure of game 1 of this best-of-3 series. Marlissa Martinez will stand in to hit, and then it's to the top of the order for the Lady Tarpons.
We'll see. We're going to see if Galvan can get out of this inning.
A lot of things Martinez can do with the bat to drive in a second run, and that would be a big insurance run for the Lady Tarpons up toward Isabel. Runner down at third base, 1 out. First pitch coming to Marlisa. High for a ball.
Whether it's a hard chopper in or as long as it's hit to the outfield, we get that tag. We can. We're going to get an insurance run out of the Tarpons.
Martinez takes a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 on, 1 out. Runner at third base. Tarpons of Port Isabel have put a run across here in this 7th inning. Next one coming. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Martinez. Galvan would love to bear down here and get the strikeout, and then could concentrate solely on the hitter with that runner at third base. Swing and a miss. Job done there as Martinez is retired. Brings in Carisma Valdez. And if you're the Lady Pirates, you can swing the momentum back in your side if you can keep that runner stranded at third base. Again, they've got the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up in the bottom of the 7th inning, so it's not like they don't have run producers ready to swing away in the bottom of the 7th inning. Valdez hits it, a foul ball, back to the screen, and look out at the press box. That's an error on a fan. Vanessa here beside me had a chance to field one last night and ducked and covered, so that's worse than an error. At least the effort was given by the fan.
Yeah, that's the third time that's happened tonight.
Next one coming. Valdez hits it on the ground to short. Shortstop bobbles for a moment, throws to first, low and out there. Nice job at first base, digging that one out by Jaden Longrino. In the inning for Port Isabel, 1 run, 1 hit, make it 2 hits. The biggest one, Olivia Solis drove in the run. And after 6.5, 3 outs away from a Game 1 win, Lady Tarpon's on top 1-0. Pirates hit after this.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique, collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Back here, we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, a game that did start at 7 o'clock has breezed through as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Back to the mound is Krista Valdez, and for the first time we can say this, she's been given a run to work with. Haven't said that for either pitcher. Valdez can close this deal down. Tough chore, 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup, hitting here in the 7th. Leading it off is Alexis Gonzalez. Lexi Gonzalez, 0 for 2 on the day as she stands in here leading off this 7th. Valdez, at one time, retired 9 in a row here in this ball game, right through the middle of the game. Pitch is low, ball 1 to start it off to Gonzalez. And now if you're the Pirates, you do go small ball, at least trying to get on base. You go traditional. Take until you get a strike. They've got on base any way you can.
Yeah, just got to put some balls in the dirt, hope for the best.
There's a long fly ball into very deep left field, and that is off the wall. Heading down to second base, a good throw, and it's a high throw. It gets away. Over to third base goes Gonzalez to lead off the inning. She made a bid for a home run.
You have a good little pickle situation there, but was lucky enough to get back to third at least. Did the safetying, decided to dive at the at the bag. Now they've got somebody there to tie this ball game up and have the potential winning run go to the plate.
She was swinging for the fences and nearly cleared it. Goes for a double, and then she takes third on the throw. And so a leadoff double by Alexi Gonzalez, and it brings in Sarah Galvan. Sierra Galvan has a hit. That was back in the 2nd inning. A lot of things can tie this game now.
Yep, she's looking to make up for that run that she gave up.
Steps out and calls time.
Ooh, looking to play a little bit of
Will they squeeze here? Will they slap the ball to the right side for the hit? First pitch, way away, ball 1. I think that was by design by Valdez just to see if anyone would tip their hand.
Yep, she's they're staring off at third right now. They're keeping an eye on the third base runner.
That's Alexi Gonzalez. Here's the pitch coming to Galvan. Instead, Valdez stepped off. Now she spins it home. Foul ball back to the screen. Well, so much for Galvan taking until she got a strike. She saw one she liked and was swinging. Just missed it, getting under it. Madison man on deck, but all eyes on Sierra Galvan right now. Runner at third after a leadoff double, and Gonzalez took the base on the throw. Next pitch coming. High and away for a ball. Gonzalez getting a good lead down at third base. That time caught the attention.
Yep, she's forcing the catcher to make a you know.
Charisma Valdez at least has her interest down there. 2-1 the count. A hitter's count now for Galvan. Hits this one into right field. That's going to be a hit. Run scores to tie the game. Now the potential winning run stands at first base. Still nobody out. Galvan went opposite field. And it brings in Maddie Mann, and now a conference on the mound for the Port Isabel Lady Tarpons. They'll talk it over.
And I'm more than certain Galvan will probably get a courtesy runner here. Because with this game tied now, in case they do slip into extras, I'm more than certain they're going to need her arm.
No runs scored in this game through the first 6. Top of the 7th, Lady Tarpons get a run across. Bottom of the 7th, 2 hitters. A run across, and now the winning run stands at first base for the Lady Pirates, and it brings in Maddie Mann. Mann 0 for 2 on the day. Will she play small ball?
A lot of love from Maddie Mann there in the dugout.
Mann stands in. Alexi Gonzalez got it started with a big double. Galvan with the RBI single. That was her second hit of the game. There's a bunt attempt and a good one. One play at first, high but out there. Down to second base goes Galvan. One down, and it brings in Michaela Dominguez.
Small ball working once again, getting the runners on, getting them to advance. With only one down, all they need is a base hit and maybe a play at the plate, and we could have ourselves a very exciting finish here.
Michaela Dominguez, Micah, as the announcer was corrected earlier, is 0 for 2. Strikeout victim in the second inning, grounded out to short in the third, or make that the 5th. Bats here in the 7th. The winning run, Sierra Galvan stands down at second base, or is that a courtesy runner? No, it is Galvan, right? Yep. No, they replaced her with number 7. Ashton Hargrove. Hargrove, a freshman at second base. Pitch misses inside for a ball to Michaela Dominguez.
Yep, these freshmen coming in for the clutch here.
Bottom of the 7th inning. Next one coming. Hot and away. Ball 2 to Dominguez. There is a base open. And now we're down at the number 6 hitter in the lineup for the Lady Pirates. So there is the option of putting a runner on to set up a force play at any base. Next one coming. Swing and a miss. That was a big swing by Dominguez. 2-1.
Swing hard in case you hit it, and in that case, it's exactly what we got.
One down here in this 7th inning. Jaden Longino on deck, but Dominguez trying to end it. Hits it in the air. Playable. Catch made. Second out. And now Jaden Longino will check in. Now if you look ahead to the 8th inning, which you can start saying that now, despite the fact my wife's going to throw something at me. Port Isabel will have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters scheduled to hit.
Next at bat, number 23, Jaden Longino.
Jaden Longino has 0 for 2 today. Grounded out to short in the 2nd, grounded back to the mound in the 5th. She'll bat here in the 7th inning. Tie game at 1 apiece. Strike call. Now with 2 outs, that means the runner Ashton Hargrove will be off and running.
Yep.
And there will be no stopping her at third if that ball is a base hit of any kind at all into the outfield.
She's got to make an effort to get to third.
Longino waits. Strike 2 call in the inside corner. Valdez a strike away from getting out of this inning and sending us into the 8th.
She's real good about getting these batters to chase, so you can expect that in this 0-2 count.
She's got a couple of ground ball outs by Longino thus far. Next one coming. See you later, out on strikes. Valdez does the job. She gives up the run on 2 hits, but after that run scored, she retires 3 in a row to keep this now at a tie game. We head to the 8th. Nothing decided here. 1-1. RioSportsLive.com.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
Back here we go. We're in Kingsville, Texas. Again, our apologies to some of the advertisers who I normally would play the heck out of. But we had some, I guess, an error on someone's part. I'll take the blame. So commercials, we're trying to load those up. We're going to get them all in for the remainder of this series. Ball 1 starts the 8th inning. Viviana Cantu, Allison Gonzalez, Gabby Murchison. Anybody gets on Krista Valdez to hit here in the 8th inning. We were scoreless after 6th. Each team tallies a run in the 7th, and there's your story. Ball 2 to Cantu.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to stick with Galvan going forward. This is where that fatigue starts to set in on the arm, despite the amount of pitches that both pitchers have been throwing all game long. You gotta expect these arms to start giving out soon.
Cantu takes ball 3. Now looking ahead the series deep after Valdez. We'll see who goes on the mound for Rockport Fulton tomorrow in Game 2. And what will the series be then? Who will have that Game 1 lead? 1 strike there to Cantu. It's now 3-1. Cantu singled in the 3rd. Same story in the 6th. She's 2 for 2. Trying to get on to lead off the 8th inning. Fouls that one into right field, and that's caught. May have chased a high pitch. 1 out. Brings in Allison Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a freshman. Our thanks to Reliable Electric for assisting us in bringing this broadcast. Also for Cantu Repair and City Taxi, all coming out of Port Isabel. We'll get them covered as well. They've helped us get this broadcast underway. Gonzalez takes the ball. 1-0. Sierra Galvan, like you said, Freddie, or Frank, she has been masterful, but does fatigue check in? There's a fastball, and swinging right through it is Gonzalez trying to catch up.
And her favorite pitch right there. She's been using it all night long, and she's gotten every single batter to swing at it.
1-1 the count to Gonzalez. Murchison stands on deck. Next one coming from Galvan. Strike 2 called.
Wait for that that first pitch to come right back up again. She's going to stick with what she knows, and since every batter's been following it, it's exactly what she's got to go to here.
1-2 the count. Next pitch is coming. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for Galvan. 2 down in the 8th inning. Brings in Gabby Murchison.
It seems almost effortless on Galvan's part. Every pitch into the glove of the catcher. It's unbelievable how good both pitchers have been all this game long.
Here's Gabby Murchison. Murchison on the day looking for her first hit of the game. Takes one high for a ball. I say that. I think Murchison got on in the 2nd inning. Was stranded. Port Isabel had runners in the 1st and 2nd inning. Hits have been few and far between. 6 hits for the Lady Tarpons, 4 for the Lady Pirates, but 2 of those hits came in the 7th inning for the Lady Pirates that tied this game. Murchison takes a strike on the outside. Oh, that's a ball. Just missed, 2-0. Krista Valdez stands on deck for the Lady Tarpons. Murchison trying to get on board here in the 8th. Next one coming. Ground ball. That's into right field for a hit. Murchison with a base hit. The inning will continue as Krista Valdez will now hit.
Here we go again. Somebody at first with 2 down.
The Lady Tarpons had base runners in the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, and now the 8th. They've had at least had more base runners
than they've had runs.
And they've had run. Well, obviously that, but on the other side, Krista Valdez had been breezing along. She allowed 1 runner from the 4th through the 7th until those 2 hits were strung together to score the run. Strike call to start things off to Krista Valdez. Valdez hit it to second her last time up. Hits this one in the air to right field. It's a foul ball. Quickly a 2-strike count. And now we'll see if Galvan goes for that high delivery. See if she can get Valdez to chase it. So far, so good on that approach. 7 and 8 hitter. Check that 8 and 9 hitters due up to hit in the 8th inning for the Pirates. There's a ground ball. Inning comes to an end. 4-3 on the putout. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Still 1-1. This is RealSportsLive.com.
Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles is your source for vintage, antique collectibles, vinyl records, and more. Located at 206 East Jackson in historic downtown Harlingen, it's Forever Memories, Antiques, and Collectibles. It's a step back in time with a soundtrack like none other. Open Monday through Saturday, filled with memories and more. Forever Memories is for you.
SportsLive.com. We have the bottom of the 8th inning. My wife will have that camera on the hitter here in a minute. And we start the 8th inning as Jade Gonzalez leads it off. Took ball 1. Gonzalez has been on once. She walked. Back in the 3rd. Takes a strike here. Back on the mound, Krista Valdez for the Lady Tarpons. She blanked the Lady Pirates through 6 innings. There's a little liner into right field. That's a hit, and it gets past the right fielder in the gap. Heading to second base, and now on her way to third is going to be Gonzalez, and she's there with a leadoff triple. That ball got by the outfield, and a leadoff hit for the 2nd inning in a row, and the Lady Pirates are now in big-time control of possibly winning this game on a walk-off.
All they've got to do is put the ball into play, and this game could be over.
Taylor Gonzalez will hit. Lots of conversations there before she'll stroll to the plate. She's the number 9 hitter in the lineup for Rockport Fulton. That's just the 5th hit of the game for Rockport Fulton. And again, Melissa Reyes down there talking things over on the approach to Taylor Gonzalez. Gonzalez singled in the 6th. Strikeout victim in the 3rd. 1 for 2 on the day. Bats here in the 8th inning with a chance to win it for Rockport Fulton. Pitch coming. Strike called to Gonzalez. Krista Valdez got out of a jam with a runner at second base. And nobody out in the 7th inning. Can she get out of a runner at third? Nobody out. There's a fly ball in the right field. That's going to do it. That's a hit for Gonzalez, and that's a game winner. Rockport Fulton on a walk-off double by Gonzalez wins this one by the score of 2-1. Ball comes in, but that'll do it. It took 8 innings to decide it, but game 1 of this best-of-3 series belongs to Rockport Fulton, and they'll celebrate there. It'll be short-lived because they got a quick turnaround and play tomorrow morning at 10:30. But, well, first of all, how about the pitching performance of both sides here today in this game, Frank Cardenas?
Yeah, it was an amazing sight to see. It's very intriguing at the fact that we had a freshman face off against a senior, and yet they both seem like they have been doing this for far longer than anybody that I've seen in a long time. Very good, very well-paced game. We got through it quick. They still managed to get into extra innings. It was a very fun game to watch, and I am just as amazed as probably everybody else in the stands that we got most of our offense going until the 6th or 7th innings.
It was the 7th inning when the Lady Tarpons scored a run in the top half. It didn't take long. A couple of hits later, the Lady Pirates had tied the game. And then the 8th inning, leadoff triple by Jade Gonzalez, and then a walk-off single by Taylor Gonzalez wins this for the Lady Pirates. That's going to do it for our broadcast. For Frank Cardenas, my thanks to him for joining us here on the broadcast. My wife, Dahlia, up there on the platform. We'll try to get her down quick. And for Vanessa, clicking the buttons on the commercials that didn't work, but that wasn't her fault. That was mine. Until tomorrow morning, we'll be back at you about 10 o'clock with a full-blown pregame show. I'm Joe Bowling from Kingsville, Texas. It's the Rockport Fulton Pirates 2, Lady Tarpons 1. Good night, everybody.